to another episode of The Wave. My name is Adam.
My name is Nick. Welcome back and welcome aboard. It's the weekly news and chat show from the world famous Bottom of the Stream podcast. How are you, Adam?
I am very well, thank you, Nick. How are you?
I'm living the dream.
I wouldn't say livid then.
Living it.
Why? What's happening? Why are you so...
I'm just high on life.
Good. It's summer. Everybody's happy. Nick's happy. We're all good.
Loads of news. We've watched a movie this week.
Have we?
Yeah, we watched a movie last week.
We did watch a movie last week. What did we watch last week?
Last week we watched Freaks, You're One of Us? Or was that 2 weeks ago?
No, last week was Mercy.
Mercy.
Yes, we watched Mercy last week.
Because I've had to redo the whole notice page this week.
Yeah, we've had an issue with our note-taking app that we use, which is shite.
Basically, I got a new phone,
yeah.
Right? And everything moved over absolutely fine, seamlessly. And then I've gone into the notes, our file sharing this week, and there's nothing in there.
Yeah. Standard. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. No, I'm not surprised either.
At all. It's terrible. So, we do need to find another one.
Anyway, not even going to credit it. So, last week we watched Mercy.
We did.
Which was interesting.
Yeah.
Did we like it? We didn't mind it.
We didn't not like it. It went bottom of the stream, but only because the other three are quite good. I think that's how you describe it. Did it go bottom of the stream?
No, I thought it went
I don't
third.
think it did. It went third, didn't it? Yeah. So, yeah, we did like it.
But it's a flawed movie.
Yes, very much
with a wacky twist.
Yeah, mental twist.
And quite problematic in that every character in it was pretty deplorable. Therefore, I had a problem rooting for anyone.
Do you think that's going to become a theme of season 9?
Maybe.
We'll talk about that on Thursday.
What are we watching this week?
This week we are watching The Buddy Games.
Okay.
Robin decided he didn't like us anymore. So, more on that on Thursday.
Okay.
But,
I can't wait.
I don't want to give anything away.
I think you already have.
I think it's going to be a fun episode.
I can't wait to talk about the Buddy Games.
Nor can I. I'm excited to talk about the Buddy Games.
Yeah, good.
Been up to much this week?
I have been enjoying the sun.
It's been lovely.
I have... Yeah, nothing too exciting this week.
Got a question for you.
I've not got into any adventures, really.
Good.
Okay.
I've got a question to ask you.
Right.
I've decided that I'm going to ask you a random question every so often. This has no relation to anything to do with this podcast, but it's just something that's crossed my mind this week.
Is this like a question about the world or general knowledge or about like...
Just a general discussion point of something that I might have picked up on this week. I don't even know if you're the right person to answer this.
Well, I'm the only one here, so...
Exactly. Is Danny Dyer playing a character? Or is that really Danny Dyer?
I will go with...
Is he like Keith Lemon? That's my question. It just lives this character. Lee Francis just lives that character now.
I think maybe Danny Dyer is a bit dialed down when he's not going to be like that when he's ordering a Chinese, is he?
No.
Or
he guested on a podcast I enjoyed this week.
Yeah.
And I turned it off.
Because he was
just so ridiculous as a person.
And also, don't like. I mean, I've not really followed Danny Dyer's career closely.
No, nor me.
But my kind of perception is he's dialed up the Dyer-ness.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Over the years,
has he become like a parody of himself to the point that he's now Danny Dyer is a character that Danny Dyer plays?
Yeah, I'm going to say yes.
Good. I hope so.
Can we do an interview with him? That would be...
I don't know if I can. So, like I say, I was listening to him being interviewed and I had to turn it off because it was annoying me so much. And yeah, I just thought every so often I'm just going to hit you with a random thing out of my brain, and that was this week's.
You do know, though, by having this conversation, it's going to mean that any of our non-UK listeners are now going to have to go and Google Danny Dyer.
That's fine.
And they might have had no knowledge of the existence of this guy.
Yeah.
And now they might have, and that will all be your fault.
That's true. I apologise.
I apologise
if you do not know who Danny Dyer is. Either Google him just to find out what he is, because I don't know what he is. And if you do know who he is, then see if you can weigh in on the question.
He's like if Steve Rogers, little Steve Rogers, pre Super Soldier Serum, got into the Super Soldier Serum machine, but instead of being injected with Super Soldier Serum, was injected with like super Cockney concentrate.
Yeah. He's the king of all the Cockneys.
Yeah.
All you need to know about Danny Dyer is the fact that he's got a daughter and her name is Danny Dyer.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know about the man.
Is that an ego?
Yeah.
That's ego,
It's
isn't
got
it?
to be in it. It's got to be. It's like you having a daughter and calling her Nick.
Yeah.
Nicola.
Yeah.
It's mental. It's got to be an ego thing. It has to be an ego thing. Anyway, that was completely off topic, but I'm going to do that every so often. Just things that come into my brain. And that came into my brain today.
Pop culture there. There you go. I don't think I've probably only ever seen him in about 2 things. But,
Yeah. No, I don't.
Is he in EastEnders? Is that what he's
I don't know if he's still in EastEnders.
I
I've no idea. I don't
Okay.
watch EastEnders.
Me neither. Fine.
Anyway, shall we move on? Shall we do some Netflix news?
May as well.
Why not?
So, the first bit of news this week is the news that Best Gillian.
Gillian Anderson.
Yeah.
Second best Gillian.
Yeah, okay. Best Actress Gillian
Yes.
has joined the cast of Netflix's upcoming Western, The Abandons.
Oh, nice.
We did mention The Abandons a few months ago. It's the next project from Kurt Sutter, who is most famous for show running
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy,
Yes.
the motorbike program, as I was going to say.
That's the one.
A 10-episode season will hit Netflix next year. Lena Headey is also in the cast for this.
Her return to TV, isn't it?
It is. The synopsis, if you need a reminder, is as a group of diverse outlier families pursue their destiny in 1850s Oregon, a corrupt force of wealth and power, coveting their land, tries to force them out. These abandoned souls, the lost souls living on the fringe of society, unite their tribes to form a family and fight back. In this bloody process, justice is stretched beyond the boundaries of the law.
It does sound really good, to be fair.
I love a Western.
I do. I don't mind a Western, and Kurt Sutter's going to... If anybody's going to do it, I think,
Western.
yeah, Kurt Sutter would be good at that sort of genre.
Gillian Anderson will play Constance, the matriarch of the wealthy Van Ness family.
Yeah, that's good casting. She does carry off, like, that sort of style.
Yeah, presumably they're the sort of matriarch of the bad guys.
Will be Lena Headey.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool. Do we know when it's coming? Does it say anywhere on this page? No.
Well, everything's off the board
Yeah,
now anyway, isn't it?
on
So,
hold, isn't it? So
who knows?
who knows?
Maybe next year.
Maybe. And
Maybe
if we
not.
can sort this writer's strike out. Next.
I tell you what, it's only bloody worked.
What?
One of these fan campaigns of the cancelled sort of lesser known or lesser watched Netflix shows,
Okay.
because this week the news has arrived that Warrior Nun will be back.
Wow. Is
At
that a first?
an as yet to be disclosed network or
So
streaming
it's
service.
not necessarily Netflix they're doing it. It's not
No.
Netflix they're doing it.
The showrunner, Simon Barry, tweeted, "Today, I am happy to officially report that because of your combined voices, passion, and amazing efforts, Warrior Nun will return and is going to be more epic than you could imagine. More details to come soon."
It's going to be like a comic book or something.
Do you reckon? Oh, do you think it was maybe not going to turn up as a show? I hadn't thought of that.
Mm.
Maybe. Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder who's picked it up.
Or-
Somebody's obviously picked
Or
it
he's
up.
just going to do it as like a puppet show in his living room.
Instagram Reels.
Well, look, great. Look,
Good for
I watched a few. Have you watched the whole first season of Warrior Nun? Possibly.
I haven't seen any of it. 'Cause
And
I've
it
only
was
been able to
fun,
out.
but I never went to watch season 2.
Was there 2 seasons and done?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So there will be more Nun in some form, somewhere.
Somebody, somewhere... shit. I've just closed the page. Apologies. Somebody, somewhere, at some time is going to make Warrior Nun.
In some form, which may be a TV show.
Yeah.
Well,
Probably be a film.
what a tease that is.
More epic. It hints to me that it might be a film.
You could well see someone going, "Oh, let's order a TV movie."
Yeah.
And you can finish whatever you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go in 2-footed on Netflix for a couple of news articles.
Let's do it.
The first one is Sneaky Quiet Netflix in Canada have basically stopped the cheapest ad-free plan that you can get with the streamer. So the cheapest plan available to Canadian Netflix subscribers is the standard with ads tier for $5.99 a month.
But there's no like standard without ads tier.
Correct.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. The next tier up is $16.99.
That's a big gap between the two.
So your existing basic plan has been ditched in Netflix Canada.
That's their new plan.
If you go to the Netflix Canada support page, there is a line saying that the basic plan is no longer available for new or rejoining members. If you are currently on the basic plan, you can remain on this plan until you change plans or cancel your account. So they are not kicking people out, but no one new can go in at that level. You've got to go with ads, or you've got to pay more.
A lot more as well.
Sneaky.
That is
sneaky Netflix.
I'm not sure I'm a fan of that.
Be very interesting to see if this
that's obviously
is a lasting experiment. If it expands elsewhere,
that's an experiment for like. I wonder if we could get away with this.
Going with kind of a biggish market.
Yeah. Start off with a big market, not your biggest, but one of.
But like really nice people, so
yeah,
they're not going to
complain about it. Okay, interesting. We'll keep our eye on that one for you. Let you know where it goes.
Yeah, they're go watch these Netflix guys.
Sneaky guys.
And while we're kicking Netflix,
I read this earlier today, and it's disgusting.
We talked maybe last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, that we hadn't heard from Hwang Dong-hyuk for a while.
It was last week, yeah.
The creator of Squid Game, and a report this week in the Los Angeles Times has detailed how Squid Game, the franchise, let's call it a franchise, rather than specifically the TV show, has raised Netflix internal value by $900 million.
That's a lot of $1 million. Nearly $1 billion.
But Hwang forfeited all intellectual property rights and receives no residuals from Squid Game.
Wow.
Basically because he was the same as us. Why would he think his little Korean show would have an impact?
Yeah, he spent 10 years trying to sell it.
Yeah, exactly.
He spent 10 years trying to sell it, and then when he does sell it, it changes the world.
They just handed him whatever the amount of money was.
Yeah.
Yep, go and make your show. And yeah, $1 billion later, he's just had that.
He's still skinned. That's basically what he's saying. It's crazy.
I think he's not rich.
Yeah.
Or not. Well, what's rich? But
he's
you know
far
what I mean.
From rich, according to this news article.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if he could say, right, well, if I'm going to write season 2, I want $500 million to write it.
Another writer, another unnamed Korean drama writer, has contributed to this report, and the quote here says, "At first, it was exciting to think that people all around the world would be able to watch my shows, but now I'm thinking, so what? I'm not getting anything out of it."
That's fair. Why would you?
The report says that residuals are typically negotiated through the Korean Television and Radio Writers Association, but obviously Netflix has no agreement, no affiliation with those with that group. So instead, the writers receive money up front, rates starting at $30,000 as high, going up to as high as $150,000.
So that's what we're saying is that the most he could have received is $150,000 because it says going up as high as 150.
I mean, you would like to think, given what Squid Game's done, they might have given him a bit of a bonus somewhere along the line.
Took $1 million out of him.
Netflix responded to the LA Times in response to the report, saying, "We pay fair, highly competitive rates with our K content creators and set clear standards for our Korean production partners who produce all our shows and movies. These standards meet or exceed Korean law." Netflix also claimed that its investments in the Korean film industry have created employment for thousands of people locally.
Nobody's denying that. What they've done to Canadian
TV they're answering a different question.
Yes. What they've done to Canadian entertainment is Korean entertainment is incredible. But this man has no money. Give him some money. He's also going to write season 2, so surely he can just go, "Oh, I'm going to write season 2. Give me $10 billion, and I'll write it for you."
Yeah, but I know we're speculating here, but like Netflix owns this lock, stock, and barrel, so they could just go, "Well, we'll get someone else to do it."
Yeah, true. Bastards. They've got him over a barrel.
Yeah, tough.
To be fair, I think this guy's got a big future ahead of him. I don't think he's going to be a...
He needs to get out the Squid Game.
He does. He needs to get out of the Squid Game.
And into the other games.
Or at least make sure he's being paid fairly if he does contribute to any more Squid Game.
Yeah.
Next. Is that next?
Don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
No, this one is.
And following on from that is the news that Netflix has inked a 5-year deal with Japanese up-and-coming screenwriter Yuji Sakamoto.
Okay.
Now, this is significant because Sakamoto recently won the Best Screenplay gong at Cannes.
Oh, okay, right. That's always a good thing to win, isn't it? Anything you can win at Cannes.
Yeah. He has he signed a 5-year deal to write for Netflix.
Okay.
Which is interesting. The official statement from Netflix says Yuji Sakamoto continues to create a variety of masterpieces, ranging from socially conscious works to lighter comedies and love stories that capture our hearts and minds and keep us coming back for more. We look forward to bringing Sakamoto's unique original storytelling to a global stage, coupled with the very best production environment and creative partnerships to realise his vision. I mean, he's won a gong at Cannes. He's already on a global stage, surely.
Yeah, you would think so.
I bet he's not getting the 300 million that Ryan Murphy got.
No, I bet he's not. He absolutely isn't.
But it's another partnership.
Whatever he's getting more than Wang's getting.
Yeah. But,
cool.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Monster was the movie which he won the best screenplay for, a mystery drama, which I'm not familiar with.
No,
I
nor
must say.
Nor me. Okay, cool. We'll keep our eye out for that name. See what he comes up with next.
This next story might
What the hell's going on?
might
Sorry.
be my favourite news story ever.
Okay, that's
'Cause
exciting.
I didn't know if it was real, and unfortunately, we can't go and visit this attraction
Oh, why?
because they are only in New York and Los Angeles.
No.
Unless we
go to New York.
go,
Or something.
yeah, we could buy a ticket and go on a plane.
Yeah.
But Netflix's latest promotional tactic for Extraction 2
Yeah.
is some billboards.
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing new there,
Nothing
you might
new
think.
there? No.
Until you realise that they have made billboards with a big Chris Hemsworth face on,
Okay.
him being the star of Extraction 2,
Yes.
and the billboards sweat.
I'm sorry, what?
The billboards sweat.
Sweat?
Yes, because he's a sweaty action star,
Right.
and you can go and touch the sweat on the billboards.
Are you being serious?
I'm being 100%
Right.
serious.
So, there's this billboard.
And it secretes
just-
bodily
it's
fluid.
wet.
Yes.
There's a wet billboard.
Yes. The tagline on the billboards is "Action so intense, our billboards sweat."
I'm really confused by that.
And so basically, there's a water system behind the billboards. There's a load of little tiny little holes on Chris Hemsworth's face, and he sweats on you.
Why? Why is that a thing?
You can check Netflix's Twitter account. They've even tweeted it. There's a video of it. Yeah, you can go and imagine how many people have touched that.
That's
And
right.
you know someone's going to lick it.
Yeah, absolutely. He's Chris Hemsworth.
There's going to be so much lickage of those billboards.
Oh, it makes me feel really ill. I don't like it.
You kind of want to go and see one, though, don't you?
I want to go and see one to see what people are doing with it.
Yeah, go and watch.
Just watch people.
park a garden chair outside one for
How
a couple
are
of
people
hours,
reacting to that?
and go and yeah, go
Oh,
see.
that's made me feel queasy. What will we get next? Bleeding ones and things.
Why not? Why not? Do you want the actual statement?
Yeah.
So, they say Hemsworth's forehead has been riddled with laser holes that allow water to be pumped through them at a pressure and frequency to mirror the consistency of sweat. Do you think they've salted them?
I don't. Yeah. What? I'm so. This is the most confused I've ever been.
Sweat's quite salty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be because people are going to lick it and touch it, and there's got to be drinkable water, surely. Unless they've actually collected loads of his sweat.
Yeah, oh, right, yeah, part of his contract.
Actual his sweat.
Buckets of sweat. I think these billboards would have to be like have some sort of security guards because so people don't just lick his face off.
I don't trust humanity to be able to cope with that, and people are going to be rubbing all sorts of stuff all over him.
Maybe that's a future real talk. How else could you like liven billboards up?
I think that's it. I think we've peaked. Billboards have peaked. I don't want to ever see anything further than that.
Okay, give me a sweaty billboard. I don't mind.
Let's hope there's never any pornography billboards.
Oh man, I think there's laws against that. I don't think you can just whack a schwang up in Times Square.
Whack a schwang. Next.
Obviously, this is probably the real biggest story of the week. Yes, but in my opinion, it's lower than the sweaty billboard story. 100%. And that is the news. That's the new, improved, allegedly, DC universe.
We'll see. That remains to be seen.
Cast its Superman, or its Clark Kent, and its Lois Lane.
Yes.
And those people are David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan.
It's all about sweat today. Corenswet now.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with either of those two people, and I think that's probably a good thing. Cast unknowns in those sorts of roles.
Okay.
I think. Yeah,
I think so. I think they both have got the look.
Yeah, I think so.
Corenswet is
Corenswet
signed up to play Superman, not just in Superman Legacy, which is the James Gunn directed movie, but he'll also voice him in all the
this is basically going to become Superman for everything.
Video games. Yeah. I wonder how long that he must have had to sign that contract in
sweat.
Blood.
Corenswet.
Yeah, Corenswet blood.
Yeah, I think so. I wonder how long it's on for.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got the look though. He does look like Clark Kent, to be fair.
I mean, he doesn't look that different to old Henry Cavill.
He doesn't.
He just shaved a few years off.
Yeah. Yeah. She'd be a good Lois Lane as well. Just going on looks. She's from the Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet. Apparently it's really good though. It's just finished, doesn't it?
It has, yeah.
I do know she's in Pearl. I saw that earlier this year. I do know who she is now. Interesting. Cool. DC news. More DC news.
More DC news.
Go on.
Remember a few weeks ago we talked about the Stan Lee documentary?
Yes.
That is now out on Disney Plus.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It is.
It's called Stan Lee, isn't it?
Yes. Well, because I always find it interesting how these things work, because I'm sure it can't. They must have had this idea. You know, superhero movies are a big thing.
Yeah.
There's a load of history.
Yeah.
To both sides of this, DC, Marvel. Doing a documentary feels like a good idea.
Yes.
And it kind of just, I think it's unfortunate that obviously the Stan Lee documentary came out a couple of weeks ago, and now, lo and behold, DC...
They always seem to be a step behind, don't they?
Have released a trailer for an upcoming documentary narrated by Rosario Dawson.
Oh, wow.
And she's a Star Wars.
She is.
Which is really confusing. A series, indeed.
Okay.
Taking an unprecedented look at the enduring and influential legacy of DC, which will allow fans to rediscover the universe of characters, as well as the iconic comic book company's origins, its evolution, and its 9-decade cultural impact across every artistic medium.
Okay, sounds fun.
Some of the people interviewed: Melissa Benoist, Tim Burton, Linda Carter, Henry Cavill, Kaylee Cuoco, Gail Gadot, James Gunn. Got to get him in there. The Rock, loads more. It premieres on Max, formerly HBO Max in the United States, on the 20th of July. So we wait to see where and when this arrives in the UK.
I would expect somewhere on Now TV, Sky.
Yes.
Usually what happens with Max stuff.
It'll
be quite interesting, though.
I would like to watch both, actually.
Yeah.
I haven't
I
watched
didn't realise the Stanley one was out.
Yeah, it's Disney Plus.
Pick that up.
So.
Cool. Next.
Now, it pains me to report this. It sounds like there may be some trouble in the production of Paddington 3.
Oh, no. What's happened?
Well, we've got not trouble, but there's a few changes I'm not sure I'm comfortable with.
Okay.
I really like Paddington and Paddington 2.
You do?
They're amazing movies, and I don't always like change. Paddington 3 is going to be called Paddington in Peru.
Right. Where's Paddington going to go? Peru.
And it's going to have a new director.
Yeah, we knew that anyway.
We did know that. Yeah. But there's also news that Sally Hawkins is not returning.
No.
As Mother Brown. So she is being recast as well, which is a surprise. But on the good news, Olivia Colman has joined the cast.
Right, that's great news.
She will play a sunny guitar-playing nun who runs the home for retired bears in Peru.
I can see that.
And she will also...
Sunny Nun would be a great title for Olivia Colman.
Yeah, it would.
I'd see that.
She will also be joined by a Bottom of the Stream alumni.
Okay.
Antonio Banderas.
Oh, wow.
Who will play a riverboat captain named Hunter Cabo.
Yeah, I can see that as well, to be fair.
Rachel Ziegler has also joined the cast playing his daughter, Gina.
Okay.
Yeah. Sally Hawkins will not be returning as Mrs. Brown. Emily Mortimer will join instead.
You were right the first time then.
Yeah.
It's Emily Mortimer. You went Mortimer, but it's Mortar. Okay.
Yeah. It's still got to be good, hasn't it? Everyone else is coming back. Hugh Bonneville's coming back. Julie Walters, everyone else.
Yeah, it'll still be good. It's not like they've cast rubbish people there. Yeah. Olivia Colman and Antonio Banderas are good names to add to your cast.
It's a lot of pressure after Paddington too.
I'll be honest, I'm quite surprised that Olivia Colman's not already in them.
Do you know what? That's a fair comment.
It just seems like she's ideal for that world.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Good news. Good news overall. Unless you're a fan of the woman who's not coming back. No, bad news.
Final piece of news.
Go for it.
Joel McHale has been talking.
Okay. What's he been talking about?
Community the movie.
Nice.
He says they have a shooting date.
Okay.
It's been delayed, obviously.
Everything else.
But they are getting together next summer to shoot Community the movie. And he also says, because we had not had confirmation of this before, that Donald Glover is coming back.
Wow. That's big.
Childish Gambino himself is back on board.
Try and do it without him. They kind of have to.
It lost too many characters towards the end.
Yeah.
So that's brilliant news.
That is brilliant.
Couldn't do a movie without reuniting Troy and Abed.
No, you couldn't. What's the point? Yeah. If you're going to do it without most of your cast, what's the point?
The script is still, was being worked on by Dan Harmon.
It's now not being worked on by anybody.
Before we have to put it back on the shelf.
Yeah.
I'm sure. So.
Well, you know all these writers, do you think they are just sitting there doing nothing? Or do you think they're like sneakily writing things for the
who's
future?
Checking up on them?
Yeah.
So, does it literally mean they're not making notes?
You can't imagine a writer just stopping writing.
I suppose it's for if you are being paid for something.
Yes. So
they're
all going to be sitting at home writing, aren't they?
Yeah.
So when the writer strike's over, there's going to be loads of other stuff coming because they've just
still got to try and sell it.
Deluge of stuff that's been written over this dead period. Cool.
Talk about something that'll have, although for a relatively small audience, will have a lot of pressure on it.
Yeah.
It's Community the movie.
Yeah, you're right. But also quite a forgiving audience, I think.
True.
I think they're going to accept whatever comes, aren't they?
Yeah.
They'll just be happy that something's turned up.
Sure.
Cool.
Okay.
Any more news?
That's all the news this week.
Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream?
I've watched a couple of things.
Okay.
I've watched a few episodes of Glamorous on Netflix.
What is Glamorous?
It is the new show starring Kim Cattrall
Oh yeah, okay.
And it's basically it's a kind of got a Devil Wears Prada vibe,
Right.
whereas she plays the head of a makeup company.
Yeah.
And they take on a new intern who is sort of
I remember talking about it a few weeks ago on the show.
non-gender conforming, shall we say?
Yes.
And it's I've enjoyed it. I've only watched a couple. My wife's watched more than me, so I've sort of watched the first couple and then went and did something else.
Nice.
But I had to go out. But yeah, I enjoyed what I saw of it.
Excellent.
And I think it's positive. It should more characters like that.
Agreed.
Need to be on TV.
Couldn't agree more.
So
Absolutely couldn't agree more.
And then I have watched. I watched a fair bit of Glastonbury.
Okay, yeah, it was the Glastonbury Festival over the weekend.
Yeah.
What did you watch? What was the best bit?
I don't know what the best bit was. I watched.
What was the worst bit?
Do you know what? I might give the same answer for both.
Okay.
Because on Saturday evening, I watched like all 3 hours of Guns N' Roses.
Right.
Who were simultaneously not great and amazing at the same time.
I started watching the Guns N' Roses set, and I've never been a big Guns N' Roses fan, and I must admit I did turn it off after an hour or so, half an hour or so.
I saw a load of comments at the time, and then a couple of hours after, saying how poor Axl Rose was.
Yeah,
I went to see Guns N' Roses 20 years ago,
right,
when they had like Buckethead and
yeah,
Axl had fallen out with Slash, and he sounded exactly the same 20 years ago.
Okay, still rubbish.
The guy's like in his 60s, and done very hard drugs.
Yes, and a lot of
45 years,
and a lot of them for a long time.
Yeah, what do you expect?
Yeah, exactly.
On the plus side, Slash was freaking amazing.
Slash is always amazing.
Yeah. So I both enjoyed it and did not like it at the same time. Okay. I watched Lizzo.
Okay,
was fantastic.
Really, excellent.
Yeah. She was brilliant. I think I've got to say, I know I'm not going to choose my words carefully. I'm going to just let's go in there with the
entendre.
I didn't get very far into Elton John.
Oh, really? I watched the whole of the Elton John set.
Did you?
I did, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I thought for a man of his age and his obviously failing health, I thought he did really well.
Yeah, no, not questioning that. I just I got about half an hour in and thought, no, this has dipped. I don't know if I can bother to stay around for what songs I like.
Yeah, that is fair.
What else? Foo Fighters.
Yeah, I did see a bit of that.
Lewis Capaldi.
I saw the end of his set.
That's obviously garnered a lot of social media.
It makes me question the team he's got behind him.
Yeah,
and saying, look,
it made me think I need to watch that documentary.
Yeah, to be fair, it did to me as well, because he's clearly not well enough to be performing anything.
Yeah,
and they're letting him go on stage at the biggest festival in the world.
But
then is he going, fuck it, it's Glastonbury.
What if they don't invite me back?
Exactly. Yeah. So, but I don't know. I can see him going away for a little while.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Rick
Astley? Did you see Rick Astley?
No, I didn't see.
It was a great set.
So it's one festival I've never been to, actually.
No, me and my brother were talking about that the other day, and we were like, maybe at some point in the future, it should become a thing.
I don't know if I'm a bit off put by the sheer
size of it.
Yeah.
How many stages are at Glastonbury in total?
Like 75?
96.
Oh, there you go.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You could go, never see a band.
Yeah, you could easily.
And still have a great weekend with,
I'm sure many people do.
Yeah.
I'm sure many people do. It's like the size of a small town.
Yeah.
It's crazy. This town just appears overnight and then disappears 4 days later. The logistics behind it are insane. Someone must be insane.
Someone I follow on Twitter who, ironically, I have been to festivals with before. Not seen him for a good few years. He was there, and he actually was performing. He had a stand-up comedy set. Like,
nice.
On the Friday, I think.
Yeah.
He didn't go to watch Elton John.
Right.
Instead, he went to a very small tent with I shit you not, because he recorded some and posted it on Twitter. He was in a very small tent with about 9 other people.
Yeah.
Watching a Neil Diamond tribute act.
Wow. Wow. This is the last time Elton John's going to perform in the UK ever.
Yeah.
And you go and watch a Neil Diamond tribute act instead.
Yeah.
With the only 10 people that weren't at Elton John.
Yeah.
That's mental.
Well,
I feel like you've done that just to be able to tell that story.
Yeah,
that
quite
you
possibly.
didn't go and see Elton John.
yeah, exactly.
I thought he was great for the age of him, and he clearly isn't well, or he's aging.
Which about
badly.
that gold suit? He looked like he could have gone on fire at any point.
Yeah, it wasn't the best thing he's ever worn.
I reckon it looked really squeaky as well.
Yeah, it did. He couldn't walk, and bless him. And I mean, his band are all in their 70s as well, and they've all been together for like 50 years. You can't take anything away from the guy, but
He's got some great tunes.
The cameo from Brandon Flowers, though, did you see that?
I saw that. I didn't see it live. I have seen a bit of that since.
My brother texted me and said, "Why does Brandon Flowers look like a waxwork?" And I said, "Why does Brandon Flowers look like a waxwork of Ed Helms?" Because he really, really did.
His teeth were so white. Like
he didn't. None of him looked real.
No,
not one part of him looked real. His hair didn't look real.
They just unfrozen him.
He genuinely looked like a waxwork of Ed Helms. A bad waxwork of Ed Helms.
Egg Helms. Yeah,
Egg Helms.
He did. Yeah. I do. Brandon Flowers isn't that old either. He looks like trying to stay young's made him look old.
Yeah, absolutely. It really has. Some of the other performances that he brought out a load of like young talent, which was good. Yeah. I enjoyed Elton John. I thought it was great. And Rick Astley was fantastic. Stole the weekend for me. Did. Fact.
I saw a bit of Cat Stevens as well.
I didn't see any of that. I was looking forward to that, and I didn't see any of it.
Yeah.
There's a wasp trying to get in.
Yeah, it's a big one now.
Fuck off, wasp. Anything else?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay,
I've watched talking about music.
I know, yeah, music podcast.
Music generally.
I've watched I started watching a documentary last night.
Okay.
It's called Muscles and Mayhem.
That sounds like right up my street.
The unauthorized story of the American gladiators.
Oh, even better.
So it's called the unauthorized story of the American gladiators.
They're all in.
They're all in.
Yeah, brilliant.
Like there's 6 original American gladiators. I think one of them's dead now. It's not said that yet, but I think he is.
What? And they get him out?
Yeah, they get him out.
Wow.
But the first episode's all about the making of the pilot episode.
Right.
And it looked like pure chaos. They didn't know what the show was at that point.
Yeah, I'm sure. I was just going to say, I bet no one knew what they were making.
They had no idea. They hired this stuntman to come up with a load of games. And they filmed it in an equestrian centre, so the whole floor was covered in horse shit.
Oh, lovely.
And it was supposed to be filming for 5 hours.
Okay.
It was supposed to start filming at 7 in the evening and finish at 11. And the director left the arena at 4 p.m. the next day. It took 18 hours to film the pilot episode.
Wow.
Oh, it was insane. In front of an audience as well.
Wow.
Even if you just watch that first episode, there's some of the stuff that goes on is insane. And it's not even started the series yet. It's literally just filming that pilot before they'd even been commissioned by anybody.
That sounds incredible.
The guy who came up with the idea was an Elvis impersonator, so he was just like a crazy man just going around playing with all the toys and stuff before they started filming. It's mental. None of the gladiators, I think only 2 of the 6 gladiators survived the pilot episode.
Right.
Because they
died?
No, they didn't die, but they got cancelled afterwards because he brought in a load of stuntmen, but that's not what they needed in the end. They needed
athletes.
Gladiators. Yeah. These stuntmen turning up with like knee straps on and things like that. It wasn't the right look. And they all had like painted baseball protection on and masks. It looks ridiculous. It looks ridiculous. One of the games was a trampoline. And one of the gladiators, and there's loads of pieces of foam on this trampoline.
Yeah.
One of the gladiators is bouncing on the trampoline while the contestant tries to get the foam off the trampoline.
Okay.
But she's tied around the waist to a pulley system that the gladiator's got hold of.
Okay.
So when she's bouncing, she can pull this pulley, which launches the contestant into the air, who then swings back and smashes into the trampoline while she's trying to get this foam off.
That sounds like a health and safety nightmare.
It's brutal. It's the worst thing to watch it on because it's just bits of foam, and she just tries to scoop them off this trampoline while the gladiator's jumping on it. Oh, it's mental. Honestly, I was in tears watching the first episode last night because it's so funny.
Oh.
I think there's 4 or 5 altogether, but
brilliant. That
first one was great. Definitely watch that. And then I started a show on Apple TV.
Okay.
Because Apple TV seem to be doing really good stuff. They seem to be on fire. I've started The Crowded Room.
Okay.
Have you heard of The Crowded Room?
I feel like it rings a bell. Please remind me.
Tom Holland's first
foray
into TV making or latest. It's great. I've seen...
Is it?
It's not getting critically reviewed very well. It isn't doing well with the critics. But I'm really enjoying it. I've watched 3 now, and I'm really into it.
Cool.
It got me proper engrossed in the first couple of episodes. Because there's a twist coming. They don't hide this twist. It's very obvious what the twist is from the start. Even the name of the show gives the twist away.
Okay.
But they're hiding it, and it does feel a bit strange that they're hiding it. But because you know it's coming, you can see how well... I don't want to give what the twist is, but you can see how well it's being filmed leading up to what this big reveal is going to be.
Right.
And I'm really enjoying it. I think he's great in it. Everybody else is great in it. I'd highly recommend it from the first 3 episodes I've seen. For definite.
I've seen a few similar articles the last couple of weeks, presumably since this has been out.
Yeah.
That sort of criticises Tom Holland, not for his performances, saying, he's often the best thing in the things he's in.
Yeah.
But either he or his agent is not good at choosing projects.
Oh, I don't think
Spider-Man aside.
Spider-Man aside, obviously. I don't know. I've enjoyed everything I've seen him in,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. It's just a theme that I'd seen a couple of articles on a similar vein.
It might be just he said that he's going to step away from the spotlight for a year now.
Yeah.
He's going to take a year off because this part was so difficult to play and it's messed with his mental health and whatever, which is fine. But that could be just
that happens, yeah.
Hollywood reviewers jumping on his back for that.
Yeah.
Because recently he made that one with Robert Pattinson that's on Netflix, The Devil All the Time.
Yes.
That was really good, I thought. He made Cherry for Apple TV. That was really good.
Yeah.
And then he's just doing Spider-Man. What? Fuck them.
Yeah.
I love Tom Holland. I'll defend him to the hill. No, he's good in this.
What, even Uncharted?
Yeah, I didn't mind Uncharted. It wasn't that bad. It was fine for what it was.
Okay.
It got that charisma vacuum in it with him, but
well, yeah, you've got to
you've got to work around the fact that you're working alongside Mark Wahlberg. But that was fine. It wasn't great, but it was fine.
And funnily enough, Mark Wahlberg's mentioned in this week's movie.
He is indeed.
The Buddy Games.
He is mentioned in the Buddy Games.
Come back on Thursday and we'll talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. How are we doing for time? Should we do a top 10?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Let's have a quick look at the top 10s. What shall we start with? Top 10 TV in the UK is the page I've got open. Shall we do that?
Let's do it.
Currently at number 10 is When Missing Turns to Murder, Season 2. I assume that's some sort of true crime documentary.
Yeah, it feels like these are 10 a penny on Netflix.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's well done and,
yeah,
it's what Netflix are good at doing.
Arnold, the Schwarzenegger documentary, is at number 9.
Yeah.
That's dropped down the charts quite quickly. Number 8 is Come Home. Any ideas?
That's Christopher Eccleston.
That is Christopher Eccleston in the picture.
That's all I know.
Catching Killers is at number 7.
Sure.
Season 3. I'm assuming that's another true crime documentary.
Heavy so far.
It is so far this week. Number 6 is Kunk on Earth.
Yes. I need to watch this.
Yeah, I do as well. I've seen clips of it in the past, and I really do like Diane Morgan.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I'll definitely be watching that. I've never actually watched a full episode of it. Never Have I Ever is at number 5. It's dropped a few places, but it's sticking around. Season 4, that is. Our Planet, Season 2.
I read something
Number
about Our Planet 2 this week.
Go on.
And a camera crew filming this for Netflix had to abandon ship.
Oh, no. Why?
Because they were attacked by sharks.
Really?
Yeah.
Surely just start filming.
Well, yeah, you'd have thought. Yeah, apparently some sharks went for their dinghy.
Oh, no way.
And it ended up sinking. They had to abandon ship.
That's got to be pretty scary.
Yeah.
Abandoning ship in shark-infested waters is never fun.
I mean, like I say, they were only in a dinghy. I'm not, it wasn't like a million sharks attacking a boat.
Yeah, I'm sure they were going from a boat to shore or from
yeah.
shore to a boat, but still, it's got to be a pretty scary experience.
Yeah, there was an interview with the director and he said, that was a bit of a
bit harrowing.
hairy moment.
Number 3 is Angela Black, Season 1. This was in the charts last week and I still don't really know what it is.
I mean, that's the most uninspiring thumbnail.
Yeah, it's just 3 people.
Looking moody.
All looking in different directions.
They're all doing like smell the fart acting.
They are.
Friends, aren't they?
None of them are looking in the same direction, which I find quite funny. And then just a basic Arial font of the name of the show.
Lady's name.
Yeah. Why are they all looking in different directions?
I don't know.
It's weird. Rick and Morty Season 6 is at number 2.
Yeah.
And Black Mirror, obviously, is at number 1. I finished Black Mirror.
Okay.
Did we talk about that last week?
Not that
I hadn't finished it. I think I finished the last one after you'd gone. Yeah. I quite enjoyed the last one. Thought it was good. It's set in the 80s.
Okay.
So it was nice. But again, it didn't really feel very Black Mirror to me, but I've had an argument with somebody about that. Well, not an argument, but a disagreement about that this week, so I might be wrong on that. Global top 10 or UK top 10 for films? What do you want to do?
Let's stick in the UK.
Okay, films in the United
No,
Kingdom.
UK.
Okay, UK. Not weighed down by Harry Potter films this week, which is nice.
Do you know what? And that's why I wanted to do this, because I'm a little bit surprised.
Yeah, they've all disappeared.
They've dropped out of the top 10 so quickly.
Yeah, because last week when we looked, there were like 6 of them in the top 10.
Is it now? We
This week
haven't
there's 2.
got confirmation, have we? If these weekly top 10s are under the new metric or not?
That's true. We haven't, and we're not given any numbers now,
No.
so we don't know. That's true.
So I wonder if that's got.
I would assume they are.
Well, I would hope so. Otherwise,
What's
Netflix
the point?
are not
Yes.
not being consistent with their
Yeah.
counting, and
Would
they've
that surprise
always
you?
been so good at that.
Would that surprise you? That being said, at number 10 in the charts in the films in the UK this week is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
That's Harry Potter 3. That's the best one.
Is it?
I think so. It's
I
my
think
favourite one.
I think it's my favourite one. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I haven't seen them all for a long time, to be fair. Number 9 is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
No.
That is the Nick Cage movie.
It's interesting that this is like riding quite high, although not that high. You might argue for a reasonably sized Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
But I have a theory behind that.
Go on.
And that is because in this country, this has just leapt straight to Netflix from another streaming
Yeah,
service.
it has.
It was on
It was on
Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
I always
watched
find it
on
odd
Amazon.
when that happens.
Yeah.
It's literally end of whatever contract they had. Next
Sign
day,
it
it's
with
on
somebody
Netflix.
else. Yeah. Why would you not, though?
Well,
This is a Cage film.
no,
Somebody's
I
gonna
don't
have it.
disagree. But
But this has only been out a year, this film. So they must have only had like a 1-year streaming contract,
yeah.
Amazon. And now it's Netflix have nipped in and picked it up. Yeah. Then they're trying to push it on me so much.
Really?
Yeah, because I think I've watched
you've
quite
watched
a few
a load of Nicolas Cage films.
films. But I've seen this on Amazon.
Yeah.
And I went to the cinema today. I've actually seen this film twice. So yeah, I'm not going to watch it for a third time, although it is wonderful. So if you haven't watched it, watch it. Cage is the best. Number 8 is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I promise that is the last Harry Potter in the charts this week.
Yeah, Harry
That's the
Potter
first one. That's the one with the terrible drawing of Ron Weasley. Number 7 is The Perfect Find.
I really misread that and thought it said The Perfect End.
Oh,
I was
no,
like,
it didn't.
Oh,
It
you've got a
doesn't say that.
perfect end.
I've been told that many times. This poster, just from the poster, this looks like it might end up on our show in like season 11 or 12.
Definitely.
Number
It
7.
looks like a rom-com. Some kind of...
Yeah, it does.
schmaltzy
Schmaltzy rom-com.
They look very happy, this
They do.
couple.
Both very nice teeth, both of them. Number 6 is What Happens in Vegas.
Of course it is.
Why
A
not?
random movie that's 15 years old with Cameron Diaz and Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, why not?
Why is that
Number 6
riding
the
high
charts.
in the charts?
Females.
Okay. Right. Never sounded so old. Also,
Number 5.
how is this only at number 5?
Yeah, good question. Roald Dahl's Matilda the Musical is at number 5.
Yeah. There was a lot of confusion over this movie
There was.
because for a long time Netflix, I think deliberately
Yep,
misled
I agree.
certain territories on this movie.
Yeah,
They did a big campaign in the months leading up saying this is our big Christmas release.
yeah.
December 25th, Christmas Day, that's what it's known as. You can see this on Netflix.
It's known as. Yeah,
And then it never turned up
it didn't
in
ever
a
turn
lot
up.
of territories
Correct.
because they'd actually turned out they'd signed a cinema
Yeah, you got a cinema release.
cinema release deal and they couldn't show it for 6 months,
Yeah,
even though it's their movie.
yeah,
So this has been out in the States, I believe, pretty much since then.
yeah.
It's just arrived in the UK.
Yeah.
This week. It didn't do great at the cinema.
No, it isn't doing great here.
And it's only number 5 in its first week.
Again, we don't get any numbers now, unfortunately, but it's first week in the charts. It's only at number 5.
Yeah.
And when you look at what
I kind of
2,
help but feel Netflix kind of might have screwed the pooch on that one.
yeah,
Again, I'd be interested
got
to
to
see
be.
what money they got for the cinema release.
it's also got to be something to do with this new way of counting.
Possibly.
It has to be because we'll get to number 2 in a minute. But look what's there,
Yeah.
and there's no way that I'd be surprised if that's got more viewing hours than this.
Okay. I may have a theory for that, but
Okay.
that's...
Number 4 is Extraction.
Sure.
The first one.
The first Extraction, a movie that's 3 years old, is doing better than Matilda
Yeah.
the Musical.
Correct.
A big release.
Correct. Number 3 is Take Care of Maya.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Number 2 is Paw Patrol the movie.
This is going to be number 2 forever.
Yes.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because there's a lot of kids who are too lazy to go to nursery because
Okay.
they're babies.
Right, yeah. Babies. I know them.
Or
I'm aware of babies.
or like,
toddlers.
yeah, those little ones that
Yeah.
don't go out and earn a crust. They're going to be at home
Come on.
with like parents who are probably working hard,
Yeah.
and they go, "I'm gonna stick Paw Patrol on,"
Yeah.
and that's why this is so high in the charts.
Agreed. And it will
It's
stay
just
there
getting
now,
played in the background,
because the viewing hours will keep going up.
and
The-
it's
the-
presumably a short movie.
A short movie, and yeah, but the number of viewers won't go up.
Yeah.
So it's just going to keep. It's just going to stay there forever.
It's gonna be there all summer.
Yeah.
Especially,
Nick predicts.
a couple of weeks, got some holidays.
Yeah.
It'll revive.
Probably be number 1.
Gonna be looking at this thumbnail for next 2 months.
Probably. Number 1 is Extraction 2.
Sweaty billboards.
Sweaty billboards
Gets
have
you to
sold
number
that
1.
movie. Sweaty billboards have sold that movie. They absolutely have. I'm just going to have a quick look at the global top 10 just to see if there's anything.
What about
unusual.
smell-o-vision? Let's bring smell-o-vision
Remember
back.
Smell-o-vision
Yeah.
from the 80s?
Let's get some smelly billboards.
Yeah.
Any sports movies? Like sweaty socks?
No,
No.
I'm not up for it. I'm not up for it.
Do you reckon anyone's milked Helmsworth? So like they get
Probably at some point.
They get probably. They get to the billboard. Like I say, it would be good to just watch people. I reckon they're collecting a cup.
Collecting it and selling it on eBay.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I
Probably.
love the idea that the Netflix contract is so binding that Chris Hemsworth has accidentally signed up to produce gallons of sweat for these billboards for Netflix.
Didn't even look at the contract.
Then they've just got him probably in a basement somewhere on a human hamster wheel, sweating.
It makes me feel ill. I don't like it. I did have a quick look at the global top 10. It's very similar to the British top 10, so let's probably just ignore it.
Fine.
Okay?
Extraction 2's at the top.
It is, and Extraction's at number 2.
Yeah.
Paw Patrol's at number 5. What happens at Vegas is even there. Because why not? Cool, that's the top 10's done. Shall we do a real talk?
Oh yeah, I forgot about real talk.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Classify this one in ones we can't believe we've not done
How
before.
have we not done this one before?
It's simply this week on Real Talk. What's the worst movie you've ever seen?
Yes.
Easy. Is it easy? I find this difficult. I've still not got an answer.
That being said, I have got an answer. I've
Okay.
got a couple of answers. I have discounted everything we've ever watched on this show.
Yeah, because genuinely, I probably would have a movie from this show.
Yeah, 100%.
A couple.
Yeah, probably my bottom 5, if I'm honest.
But that's cheating.
Yes.
So we're not going to count anything that's been on this show. Shall I delve into the Discord?
Please do.
Okay, so the first response was from Dan of Action.
Okay.
Fantastic name.
Are you a member of the Discord? Welcome, Dan.
Uh,
If that is your name. Well, it might not be his name. It might just be his Discord name.
Oh, right, okay. First name Dan, middle name of
Action.
surname Action.
Dan Action. Right name. I hope that is his name. Sorry.
It's fine. He nominates the movie Things. I'm not familiar with it. Directed, I presume, by Barry J. Gillis.
I'm also not familiar with it.
Wayne in the Discord is going, I'm going to say the latest Dune movie.
Great show.
An overblown fart plume of a film.
Fart plume of a film.
Yeah.
That is a great way to describe that terrible movie.
With an honourable mention to The Current War, a film about the invention of electricity that my wife made me watch. It was total dog shit.
It did look terrible, to be fair, when it came out.
What,
I
even with a
remember
pun like that? That's literally the best thing about it.
it. Yeah.
Wayne's wife
Yeah, is an idiot. I'm sorry, carry on.
says everything, everywhere, all at once.
What is she on about?
She considered going to sit in the lobby of the cinema for the last hour. He's put sit on the lobby of the
Sit on
cinema.
the lobby.
So I think she was going to get on the
The
roof.
roof and
She
jump
hated
on.
it that much.
Full disclosure, I went to the cinema with Wayne and his wife to watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. We all three of us went together. And her face at the end of that movie is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. 'Cause I've never seen her look so angry. She's quite a placid lady. As you know, I have never seen her look so angry. She looked like she wanted to murder somebody because she hated that film. And there's me going, I thought that was fucking marvelous, one of the best films I've ever seen. And
I understand how it. I understand how it could be not be for everyone.
I do get that,
but
it's funny that
each to their own.
It's funny that I was having such a different experience of that movie.
Yeah,
just 2 seats away from her.
Sure,
and that's films, isn't it? It's crazy how 2 different people can have 2 different experiences in the same exact room at the same time.
Another honourable mention from Wayne, which actually made me think this might be the worst film I have seen in a cinema.
Okay,
is Grown Ups 2.
I don't think I've seen Grown Ups 2. I've seen Grown Ups, but I don't think I've seen this.
It's awful. It's so bad. It's got a lot of Buddy Games vibes, actually.
Wow.
Yeah. Come back on Thursday and we'll talk about Buddy Games.
Unfortunately.
Alex in the Discord says Buried.
Full disclosure, I went to the cinema to see Buried with Alex from the Discord, and he's wrong. So,
I've seen Buried.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it.
There's nothing wrong with it.
It's not amazing, but
I've never claimed it is. It's fine. It's a good film.
It's really interesting what does and doesn't strike chords with people, isn't it?
I think people don't like going to the cinema with me, because that's 2 of these answers.
Absolutely understandable.
I've been there when people have seen their worst movie ever.
You are the common denominator.
Are we the joint kings of worst movies, and people just don't like movies when they're watching with us because we're good at bad movies?
I wasn't with these people, so it's
okay. Am I the king of bad movies? Because I'll take that.
Yeah, sure.
I think we didn't get many more than that, I don't think, because it went off on a buried tangent after that.
Oh, it did, and then we did start talking about some of the movies from this show.
Yes. Quickly, before your answer, what is the worst movie we've ever done on this show?
There's a couple that always spring to mind.
Go on.
I would struggle to separate them.
I wonder if yours are the same as mine.
And it's Frat Star.
Yeah.
And Hotbot.
Yeah.
Hotbot's one of those early ones that just made
really
me go,
early.
Oh my God, what have we let ourselves in for?
Yeah.
Because it's awful. And Frat Star is one of the it's nasty.
Mean and evil. And
horrible. Misogynistic, homophobic.
Yeah.
Horrible movie. And I was like, how has this been made?
Yeah. I want to throw the Hungover Games in there.
It's similar reason for that.
Yeah.
And then the other one to round out my sort of 3 that always spring to mind, but this for a totally different reason. This is just for it's not nasty. It's just so bottom of the stream. It's Aerials.
Yeah.
It
was made in Dubai, wasn't it?
Yeah. The alien invasion movie that was just filmed on a potato and
starring potatoes.
Yeah.
Written by a potato.
Yeah.
I do give it a kind of a pass because there is no movie industry there, and it's just
some
people making
that's what I mean. It's not.
I do give it a bit of a pass.
It's different to those other ones, but it sounds horrible. It's almost the worst movie I've seen when they're trying to make a movie.
Yeah. I think you've got to count The Anomaly in there. You have to have that. You have to have Sierra Burgess as a loser in there.
We've seen some terrible movies on this show.
For the same reason, and Buster's Malheart also has to be.
I don't think that's quite as bad as the others, but yeah.
It's not as bad as the others, but they're the ones. I think my answer is the Hungover Games. I think it's the worst one.
We're not allowed to do ones that are on this movie.
No, that's not my answer. That's my answer to that question. Sorry.
You picked that by your own volition.
That was my wild card.
That was a wild card choice.
It was it the season we did the Race to the Bottom?
Yeah, I think it might have been.
I think it might have been.
And your choices haven't got much better since then.
No.
To be perfectly honest with you, even when you've been trying.
I'm going to win it this year. I'm going to win this season.
Okay.
I'm going to win this season. It's a fact. Do you have an answer?
I got a couple of answers.
Okay.
I've talked about one of these movies before. Way.
I think we've talked about bad movies before.
Well, yes,
on different shows we've done and stuff.
Yeah. We talked about. I know we talked about the Grief Burrito guys. We talked about bad movies, but we've not done this specific real talk. I know I've talked about this movie before.
Okay,
and that is The Island of Dr. Moreau.
You have talked about that movie before. You talked about doing a bonus episode. Right?
We did
do a bonus episode.
We didn't. I don't think it was a bonus episode.
No,
but we did a sort of
section on the wave thing,
telling of the story of that movie, and it's woeful.
Yeah,
it's abject.
I've never seen it, and I kind of really do want to.
Proper Hollywood movie.
Yeah,
and then the other one that sprung to mind, and it's not necessarily because I think it's the worst movie I've ever seen, but it's obviously the most disappointing movie I've ever seen. And I don't want to go all like Simon Pegg in space, but for what it should have been and what ended up being released. How bad's the Phantom Menace?
Yeah. I thought you might go there. It is pretty bad.
Like when it's all stacked up.
Yeah.
That was
It was an open goal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they missed.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like they kicked the ball out of the stadium.
Yeah. Completely missed the stadium.
Yeah. So they're the couple that sprung to mind for me.
Yeah, okay, good shout.
But yeah, great shouts in the Discord as well. So,
Yeah.
What about you? What are you going with?
I think it's really subjective, isn't it? Bad movie.
Of course it is.
It's like that's why we do the show. The one I always answer with when people ask me this question is the one that me and you saw in the cinema together.
Okay.
Years ago when you were at uni. We went to see Signs at the cinema.
Yeah.
And we missed it. We were too late for whatever reason. We were probably drinking. And we instead went to watch Swim Fan.
Yeah, it's terrible.
We've talked about Swim Fan on the show before.
Yeah.
I know we have. I always answer it as my worst movie ever. So I think nothing's beaten it since, I don't think. But I have got a few honourable mentions. Things like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Has to be mentioned in this because it is a dog shit movie. The Snowman.
Yeah.
Both of those movies star Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
That, again, was a dreadful movie.
Widely regarded as being released with basically not finished.
Yeah, it
that
wasn't
movie.
finished. There was a big chunk of the script and never got filmed.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense. And it's got Val Kilmer in it who can't speak.
Yeah.
And it's horrendous. It's not his fault, but why is he in it?
Yeah.
So I think those three are the ones that spring to mind when people ask me what my worst movies are. But there are worse movies we've done on this show than all three of those.
I agree.
Also, If Beale Street Could Talk is really fucking boring, and I don't care what anybody says.
I've not had the pleasure. So.
Brett Goldstein thinks it's amazing. I couldn't agree less.
Okay.
Fact. Good real talk. We've been talking for an hour. Shall we end this wave, go and record the buddy games, and see what that brings us for Thursday?
Let's do it. Come back to this very feed on Thursday, and you'll find our episode 5
of season 9.
Season 9. We are talking about the buddy game,
and we are going to have a lot of fun with it. I think.
We always have fun
because yes, but as we always say on the show, the bad movies always make the best episodes. So this should be one of the best episodes we've ever done. So yeah, come back on Thursday.
Cheers.
Bye.